eczema. Goal pa me neck, nah give me eczema. Big baller, call me Benzema. Anyway you see me, you have to see 10 killer.
The Juggle, ladies and gentlemen. All new return, season 2. Season 2.5, season 2. We are back on the inside. And trust me, ready and raring to go as ever. It's your boy Jassy Marika, and I'm joined by the man himself, Stefano.
Yeah, yo.
The football high priest.
Yeah. A lot of people tell him, self-proclaim is you start that narrative.
Yeah, so I'll get all the blame, right?
Yeah.
I'll get all the blame. Ladies and gentlemen, we're inside the Juggle. Rabs and banter, the most intelligible football talk show on the airwaves in Trinidad and Tobago. And as always, we are here to serve you. We have a packed program today. Of course, we're going to be jumping inside our hot topic with immediate effect. Now, many of you would have been looking, listening, watching, reading about the English Premier League. It is back, new season, but some of the characters remain the same. Same old, same old.
What are you talking about there, boy?
Same old, same old. Right? So in our Hot Topic segment today, which is sponsored by Jack Daniels Tennessee Apple, we're going to be asking you to weigh in. Give us your thoughts, give us your analysis, your input on the Arsenal Football Club. The Arsenal Football Club has gone 2 games this season already, 0 points, 0 goals, and a 3rd game to come against Manchester City. Away to Manchester City, the defending champions.
Yep.
So we want to know, do you think that the Arsenal can rebound, or is this the new routine for Arsenal Football Club? Essentially, is Arsenal Football Club now firmly no longer among the top 4? But more than that, is this now a mid-table club? Right, so we want you to join in on the discussion, 624-1005 or 623-5001. And of course, we also encourage you to head on over to the Instagram page, it's the Juggle868, as well as joining us on Facebook. We already have some people coming in. I see the lines already blinking, Stefano. I'll allow you to make your contribution. Right? But before we do that, let's say hello to 268 locking in on the WhatsApp, and of course, 688 who's also inside. Yeah? Stefano, your thoughts?
Well, I want to start off, Jassy, by saying, here on the Juggle, we are merciful fellas. We watched them last week, Friday. It was Brentford away. We gave them the blind. We said, don't do the same thing come next weekend, because we're going to start here on the Juggle. And what happened? Typical Arsenal. So, in terms of rebound or routine for Arsenal, unfortunately for Arsenal fans, this is now the routine. And I'm a stats man, Jassy.
Bring the stats.
Right?
Bring the stats.
These are Arsenal's Premier League finishes in the past 5 seasons. So 2020-2021, 8th. 19-20, they finished 8th. 18-19, they finished 5th. 17-18, they finished 6th. And 16-17, they finished 5th. So that is 5 straight years that Arsenal have been out of the Champions League positions. And if we're being frank, they haven't even been close. They have not been close to the top 4 to 5 teams in the English Premier League. So if you're looking at it from that perspective, it is definitely trending towards being a routine that Arsenal has to now be considered a mid-table club. And some people were saying, Jassy, that, look at how much they spend in comparison to the top 4. They have now spent £129 million in this Premier League window. £15 million more than Man United, who everybody seems to think, they're spending the most money, but Arsenal has been spending the most money. Has the squad improved? I don't think the squad has improved. So what exactly is Mikel Arteta doing with that sort of funding from the board? You know, he's tactically inept. He lacks experience of managing at the highest level. So for me, I am not seeing any signs or seeing any factors that would, indicate that, all right, they're going to turn this around, whether it's this year or next 3 to 5 years. I think this is the routine going forward.
So, there you have it from Stefano, agreeing that this is the routine. And of course, we have some people checking in on the WhatsApp. Let me let you know what's happening. This guy is saying, this is 390, Arsenal fan here. Arsenal has been a mid-table team for a while now. However, fans need to recognize that and lower their expectations, which brings me nicely into my point. The stats speak for themselves, right? I believe that Arsenal Football Club, if, as this listener, this contributor is saying, that the fans lower expectations now in this point in time, because as you mentioned, they're not attracting the stars anymore. Lacazette, Aubameyang may have been the last, so to speak, of the big, what we can call quality, really top class cream of the cream players.
Yeah.
Therefore, it would do the club justice if its fans, even if it's in its own setting of its own goals and ambitions, they were to lower those expectations. And I'll tell you why. We've seen football is cyclical, and we've seen in the last couple of years the Leicester Cities, the West Hams, the Aston Villas of today, the Evertons maintain, and I don't want to say lowered expectation, but maintain more genuine, more realistic expectations, and slowly be able to build themselves into contenders now for European football. Almost consistently, we could say at this point in time. When you look at Leicester, when you look at Everton in some regards. And if Arsenal were to take a page from the books of some of these teams that now understand that they are now in a cycle, this is how the cycle, they are in the bad end of the cycle.
Yeah.
If they work now, within the next 2, 3, 4 seasons at most, Arsenal could very well be challenging once again as a top 4 team. They have the history to do so. It is still an elite club in Europe by name, by history. And I believe it's not too long again that they would be able to attract some of these names. So again, we're asking you guys to weigh in. 624-1005 is the number to call, or 623-5001. You can also join us in conversation on the Slam WhatsApp 707-SLAM, that's 707-7526. It's your boy Jassy Marik sitting in here today on the Juggle and joined by the football high priest himself, Stefano. Let's read some comments coming in here on the WhatsApp. Arteta rather, is not experienced enough, and this is Josiah. As a matter of fact, he's agreeing with you 100%, Stefano. He says Arsenal are in shambles. Just look at it like this. The last time Arsenal played in the UEFA Champions League, they were captained by their current manager.
Crazy.
And they played against their current captain,
That is crazy.
referring to Aubameyang at Dortmund. Arteta is not experienced enough. He is not the man to carry Arsenal back to the top level that they were in the 2000s and 2010s. 354 is saying Arteta got to turn it around quick. He is out the door, starting that with that cup tie midweek against Manchester City Saturday at the Etihad. They have to play triple good to get at least a point. 390, football is evolving and heading in a different direction in terms of how it is managed and its recruiting. Arsenal took very long to adapt and they are now trying to cope, but they need to be honest with themselves and don't overhype rather. And that's again from 390. So we're going to turn to the phone lines and hear what the public has to say about Arsenal Football Club. Rebound, are they going to rebound? Or is this the new routine? Good afternoon. Hello, welcome to the Juggle.
Good afternoon, too. How are you doing?
I am good. How are you?
Good afternoon.
I'm okay. Arsenal fan here, all the way from the east.
How far east?
Sandy Grande to be exact.
All right. Where the blood is great. So you
Yeah.
you bleed Arsenal, so to speak.
Yeah, and I'm not just an Arsenal fan from 2 or 3 years back. I'm an Arsenal fan from the Invincibles. One of the things
Bandwagon is all the same, but continue.
I think one of the problem Arsenal have, spending money is one problem, but getting the quality for money is another thing. That's one of my points. Another point, they bought Ben White for $50 million, right? How different Ben White is from William Saliba, who they sent on loan? That is another point. Thirdly, Arteta, as you said, Arteta do not have the experience to continue that job. And Arteta needs to go.
That's it.
Yeah, Arteta needs to go.
So are you you're in support of axing Mikel Arteta 2 games into the season? Should that be a clean cut as soon as possible, or are you willing to give him a couple more games?
A couple more games, I would say, would sink him deeper in the hole. They need to get rid of him immediately.
Was there anything in preseason that you saw that may have led you to either this conclusion or even the opposite, that Arsenal could have been contenders in this new season?
One of the other problems I see they have now, they have a lot of injuries. For example, they have the other centre back, the Brazilian, that's
Gabriel.
name.
Gabriel Moraes.
Yeah. He's injured, right? He bring a sort of, how to put it? He's a sort of leader. I have him down as one of the best leaders in the team, but he's just one individual player. However, they need to continue that trend, and they need to continue winning.
Now, somebody is saying here via WhatsApp, thank you, caller, that, they are sort of disagreeing that Arteta needs a couple more games because some of the players are currently ill with COVID-19.
Yeah.
Which certainly is a point to consider. But whether he has those players or not, has Mikel Arteta shown in this season or the past that he is able to rally his squad, especially in a time like this, when your backs are against the wall, you've lost 2 games, you have Manchester City to come.
Mm-hmm.
Even with a full complement, a full squad, players ready and raring to go, is Mikel Arteta that influential?
In my friend circles, we call Arsenal the Clown Club. All right? And there are certain decisions that club makes. For example, Granit Xhaka, a couple of seasons ago, had a spat with the fans. The fans were booing him, they were jeering him, and he walked off the field. He threw his shirt to the ground and he cursed the fans. And they stripped him of the captaincy. He was the captain at that point in time. And I was very surprised to see that he was named captain the first game week of the season. How could somebody that was so close to going to Roma, Jassy, he was so close to going to Roma, he cursed the fans, he was stripped of the captaincy just 2 years ago. How come he wormed his way back into becoming essentially the vice captain of the club? Because once Aubameyang is out, he's the captain. And that is the crux of why I call Arsenal a clown club. These decisions, to me, they are what have Arsenal in the position that they are in.
All right, guys, we're inviting you to join the discussion. Arsenal Football Club, we spared them in week 1 of the Juggle, but in week 2 it is inevitable.
Yeah, it's on.
It is inevitable. 6241005, 6235001, or you can join the conversation via WhatsApp. And of course, some people are already in the WhatsApp. 390 is continuing, making some points here. He says Arteta keeps saying this is not the team. Fair enough, but we've had full strength teams before and still flopped. Honeymoon period is over.
Definitely.
268 is saying, towards the guy that says Arteta needs some more time to get back on track due to illness and injuries. He had 2 seasons to make an impact and he failed to do so. This is from Josiah. So I mean, really, all points to note. Let's take another quick call here just before we wrap up our hot topic segment. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to the Juggle.
Welcome, Eugene.
No, you welcome.
Okay. Yes, I just passed in and I heard the discussion. At the same time that I passed, of course, I would have heard the number as well mentioned. And I'm a diehard Arsenal fan. And I would like to know your affiliation with Arsenal football. But, I mean, or if you support any team. I mean, first time I mentioned I heard the station, but one thing with Arsenal, my heart picks it up immediately.
Right, well,
So
here on the Juggle, I am very proud to say and state without fear or favor that Chelsea Football Club is the club that I support.
Okay, so then I can understand your statements and the remarks that you will bring towards the other team from London.
What statement was this, sir? I mean, I'm trying to bring a fair as possible outlook on Arsenal, and I don't think I've said anything so far that any Arsenal fan, die hard or not, would disagree with.
Yes, I can disagree because you said Arsenal is a joke of a club.
No,
you can only understand the affairs of the club if you are part of the club, meaning a fan is a part of the club. Right, so what I'm saying
this is a football show first and foremost. Huh? This is not a fan show.
Right, I understand that.
Right. So I expect you to be able to also engage me on Chelsea Football Club.
But just if I could just chime in here, caller, I am not an Arsenal fan. I'm also a Chelsea fan. I am subscribed to Arsenal Fan TV. I watch all of Arsenal Fan TV content. I follow Arsenal closely because it's comedic content to me. So I think I am well within my right. If you ask me questions about your club, I can answer it. So I am well within my right to say that's a clown club.
Okay.
So you have to prove us otherwise.
Right. So what goes on now? Granit Xhaka, of course, I would have heard the conversation with Granit Xhaka as well before the number, of course, would have popped in.
Right.
Granit Xhaka, of course, would have answered the fans based on the way that they would have approached him, and of course, would have closed the fans and stuff, and didn't want to continue playing for the team. But these guys are under contract, and he would have been disciplined for that period. And of course, now, you see, football is about forgiving. If he was a great player, I'll put it like this. If he was a player of Messi caliber, Messi done that to the fans, you would not have been able to mention this today.
But
because
this is not Messi, and this is not Barcelona or Argentina.
Players.
We are not biased, if I put it like this. You have to, don't be a respecter of people. Right? So not because he's not Messi, you're going to treat him that way. Right? He was trusted again. He was given that opportunity to prove himself. The fans believe in him. And he was given and he move on.
So you as an Arsenal fan believe in Granit Xhaka, not just to remain among the ranks as a player in your club, but to wear the captain's armband on game day.
We don't look at
you.
this.
No, you.
This is what was mentioned by our coach. Our new
I am
coach.
asking you. I'm not speaking to Arteta, I'm speaking to you.
You are speaking to me, and I have to go according to the coach. I love my team, and I cannot go against what my coach says.
Fair enough.
Right, so if he said
you are one of those who bury your head in the sand.
I have no problem. This is the team that I love. I've been supporting Arsenal since 2002. The first set of football I would have seen.
Right.
And from since then, I've never turned back.
Fair enough.
Right.
Kudos to you, sir.
Right. I just want to say it fast so I could give somebody else a chat.
I appreciate it, man.
He was given the captaincy because, according to Arteta, everyone player would have been wiped clean. They would have wiped clean. So he would not have used any records of him previous to bring forth in this season. And I applaud him for that.
Now the WhatsApp is asking me to cut you off. I won't do so, but I'll give you 30 seconds to wrap up.
30 seconds.
Yeah.
30 seconds. Very well. We are in transition. We have a young squad. We are not expecting much this season, but we supposed to have some experience. Of course, one of the decisions that I was upset with is that Saliba going out on loan and we buying a defender for $50 million. It's just waste of money in a sense that you have a player already. Let's try to look forward and try to get an additional player in the attacking area, or we know Aubameyang or Lacazette may soon leave, maybe in this transfer or not. Right? So that's just my input for today. I'll listen again or say.
Thank you very much, sir. It's the Juggle, of course, each and every Monday right here on Slam 100.5. 6 to 7 p.m. We are inside our Hot Topic segment, which is brought to you by Jack Daniels Tennessee Apple. Let's talk Jack Daniels Tennessee Whiskey, 100% real Tennessee whiskey, made with 100% of the best ingredients. Introducing our latest innovation, Jack Daniels Tennessee Apple. Enjoy the bold, refreshing taste of crisp green apple. That's exceptionally smooth. 100% smooth, 100% authentic, 100% Jack Daniels. Available nationwide. Please drink responsibly. Our Hot Topic segment brought to you once again, ladies and gentlemen, by Jack Daniels. Now, we're going to jump inside a quick break, and then we're going to head into a very special segment here on the Juggle. Now, for those of you that have remained loyal and have looked forward to the return of the Juggle to your airwaves, certainly we hope you can appreciate a little bit of shift of focus in a sense. You know, we are sportsmen ourselves. So we're going to jump inside a health segment up next. But just before that, let me just read off a quick couple comments here to close up the Hot Topic segment, and then we're going to get inside that health segment. Now, somebody is saying the panel has been fair so far. Thank you, sir. That's 390.
Yeah.
This man sounds deluded. This man, there are some things you just don't do to fans. People paying to watch you play and paying your salaries. Agreed.
As a deluded club.
335 is saying something here which I cannot repeat. And 742, I think that's one of the biggest problems that Arsenal as a football club have. The fact that Arsenal Fan TV is becoming the voice of reason for the club affairs more than the club itself. Given that it may be comedic, the loudest of Wenger out chants were backed with no real plan of action for the club's future. And this is a Liverpool fan. And to some extent, I do agree with that person. You know, Arsenal Fan TV has become the PR, the face of the club, warranted or not, welcomed or not. And I think a lot is being reflected not just in the affairs of the club itself, but even in the ongoings of how the fans take themselves, carry themselves in. It mirrors that Fan TV. It's very toxic, very toxic.
Because they are a reflection of the Arsenal society and the Arsenal club itself. If Arsenal was doing well on the pitch, Jassy, would AFTV have been toxic? No. You understand? If you have terrible results, the fans are going to rant. If you have good results, the fans are going to speak highly about the club. So you can't expect anything different.
Agreed, Stefano. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Juggle. Our Hot Topic segment was brought to you by Jack Daniels. Jack Daniels, Tennessee Apple. We're going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, we have more inside today's program. Don't go too far. It is the Juggle.